Hi, my rays of light, and welcome back to my channel. This is Psychic Medium Raymond Guzman, and today I'm going to be doing a celebrity psychic reading on Miss Tina Turner. This has been a reading that a lot of you have requested, and I'm going to be tuning in, giving you the lowdown on what I see, what I hear from Spirit for Miss Tina, who is a legend in the music world. This is also in honor of Black History Month. So I want to thank you all for tuning in. Immediately what I get from Miss Tina, if you don't know who she is, you can look her up. Most people should know who she is. Younger generation may not know. She is a singer, performer, artist. She's an actress. She's done it all, so she's multi-talented. But going into what I see about her, I'm going to talk about her health, because we all know that she has had or suffered some health ailments over the last couple of years, but that's where Spirit is wanting to bring me first to talk about her health. She has had kidney problems. She had intestinal cancer. She's had multiple other things that I'm not going to go into detail, but just know that her health is not the best. Even though she has received successfully the kidney transplant from her husband, there is still a lot of questions whether or not, like, what is going on with Miss Tina, because we haven't really heard or seen a lot about her going on. I do see right now that she may have been sick recently. I'm talking about like this new year. I feel like she does not have the same energy that she has had in the past. So she's not the same person. I mean, she's 80 years old. A lot of people are like, well, that's normal for an 80-year-old person. But you have to understand, Tina was someone that was always active, always going. But I also feel like she had a lot of other issues early on in her career that maybe were not treated. And this would have been high blood pressure. This would have also been any kind of things that she was putting in her body and taking. That's what I'm kind of seeing. So right now I feel like she's in repose. She is in a state where she is actually like resting. I feel like, again, she's not in the best of health. I feel like we're going to continue to see things unravel for her. Her life essence, her prana is very weak. So I don't know, at this point how much how ready she is to stay here in the physical world. Like how long she's willing to stay here in the physical world, because I keep hearing Ike, and I keep feeling like his soul was not at rest, and he was one of her soulmates. Even if it was tumultuous, even if they had their ups and downs, even if he was abusive, he still loved her to the very end. And even on the other side, I feel like he struggled when he transitioned. He didn't want to go, but he was and will always love Tina. And in some ways, I keep feeling like he is still here in the physical world, possibly earthbound, and hasn't crossed over because he's waiting for her. Even though he was how he was, he learned from all of that. Like, he has gone through that whole process, but he's waiting for her here in the physical world. And I don't know if she dreams about him or she has had like visions of him, but he is waiting. That's what I keep hearing, what I keep feeling. Like, his soul is around her, and I know that Tina feels him, and she knows that he is around. And the people that know them know that that's something that never goes away. That history that they had, those memories that they created. I do feel like he is still haunting her in many ways, and I hate using that word haunted, but that's how it's coming across. I do feel like there is desires for her. She desires right now, like, she feels trapped. Her soul feels trapped in her body because she is not at the point where she can just go and do an hour-long concert and dance, like she used to. She doesn't have that stamina, but she is in well condition. I feel like she's making preparations. She knows more or less that her health could, be subject to failing again or having other issues. The thing here is, I don't know if there's like a cover up with cancer, because I keep seeing and hearing that there's something about cancer still being there. So I don't know if she's still battling this, even though, she went through whatever treatment she went through. But I keep feeling that very strongly. There's this feeling of being trapped in her body, wanting to push forward, wanting to do things like she used to do, but she knows that she can't, and that hurts her on many levels. It hurts her soul. But Spirit is telling her, that it is going to be okay. That she needs to realize that she's has nothing left to prove to anyone. She's accomplished everything, and she's, I feel like in many ways she has fulfilled her life purpose here on the physical world. She has touched many people's lives. She has inspired many young artists to do what she did, in their own way. I do feel like Tina was I'm sorry, I'm talking in past tense, is a very empathic person, and still is very empathic. And so she, around people, she would feel and pick up a lot of energy and things and thoughts. I do feel like her husband is very worried about her. Her family, friends that know her, that are like family to her, are worried about Tina. Everybody is rooting for her. I see like a prayer circle, so I don't know if some people have gotten into the prayer system and like praying for Tina and sending her best wishes for recovery. She's very logical, though. I feel like in the moments where she is able to think and be, Tina, the old Tina that we all know and love, she's very logical, and I see her kind of coming to a point where she is working on some kind of video. I don't know if this is like someone like doing snippets, like wanting to interview her, when she's all glammed up and stuff. There is something still like one last recording, one last, talking about her life. Like, this could be like a news interview with Miss Tina. She's very ambitious still. I feel like for her, being bedridden or being at home, she still kind of gets around, but it's not the same. I do feel like she has plans to travel, but she's also very connected to not only the spiritual side, but with angels, and the angels are around her. And there is something about a Virgo, so I'm not sure who the Virgo is, but that's coming in very strongly. This would be a female Virgo in some way. Will be playing like a tribute or doing something to honor Tina at some point. I'm not sure when this will happen. And I keep seeing the number 8 for some reason. I don't know what the thing is with the 8, but they keep showing me 8. Okay. And I feel like there's a lot of focus on her finances, on the money system. Something about someone being too ambitious. And I don't feel like it's just Tina. Somebody is worried about her assets and, if something should ever happen to her, where it's going. Even though there may have been preparations, I feel like there's something about a will being changed or something being modified. And that's something that's coming through. I do feel like, there is a point this year where she may have like a ball of energy and get back to kind of like a moment, a snippet of what she used to have, and she will use that time to kind of help herself. But there is a message that Spirit has for her, that there is a lot of sadness that she is that she is holding on to, and Spirit doesn't want her to be sad. I don't feel like Ike wants her to be sad. So like the best thing for her is laughter. That's the best medicine, having people around her that make her happy. And also her, like, I feel like people want to treat her, like people around her, whoever's her care team, may want to treat her kind of like a handicap or someone that is not capable of doing things for themselves. And so Tina is like always going to be very independent, even if she is sick. And I feel like there's these battles that she goes through because she wants to do things herself. She doesn't want people to do too much for her or to treat her any different, than how she really is. I do feel like springtime is very important for her. There is something about springtime. I don't know what this is, but it's like a celebration of some sort. This could also be like spiritual, very connected. I don't know if they're planning a trip. Someone in her entourage or people than her team, her publicists, people like that are planning something, or celebrating something in the springtime. But I keep seeing that, and I don't feel like she's going to be able to go to this function or this invite that is given to her. Um, and her life has been full of hardships, full of hard lessons, and she's lived very publicly, in the TV, and we've all seen that. And I feel like, she's lived her life very transparent. She's been very transparent all her life, in front of people, and now she wants kind of like privacy. There is still money being generated. And the day that she would pass, there would be some kind of movie, even though they may have a movie already about her. I'm not sure. There would be another movie done. There would be something on her life. And again, I feel like there's a lot of focus on money and where is it going. Like preparations are being made. And that's what kind of scares me a little bit as a psychic medium when I see things. Like I cannot, spirit doesn't reveal when a person is going to pass. We're not allowed to have that information. There's limitations. There's some people that have gifts that can see certain things. I sometimes can see certain things, but I'm not allowed to talk about that because I feel like that is not something for me to deliver, because again, there are certain events and things that we're not allowed to see, and allowed to know, because only God knows those things. But I do feel like, overall, Miss Tina is in a, is struggling, and I'm being very honest in the reading. That's what I pick up. Health wise, she's struggling. Emotionally, she is not the same, and I do feel like her memory has been affected. I feel like she remembers certain things. She struggles with certain things, and this is about just being loved. She still is, and will always be Miss Tina Turner, but the best thing we can do is send her love and keep her in our prayers, and her family in our prayers, and her fans, that are fans of Miss Tina. I know that growing up as a small child in the 1990s, late 80s, early 90s, I was a big fan of what has love got to do with it. That song, I used to love it, and I saw her in the theaters in the 80s, when she had those big silver loop earrings and that silver gown. She was just so phenomenal. I was like, that's a superhero. I always loved Miss Tina, and that's the fondest memory that I have of her. And of course, when she was on Oprah and performed, everybody was talking about Miss Tina's legs and how, she just had these supermodel legs, and this physique for her age. So, we need to cherish our legends, because she is a legend, while we have them here in the physical world, and pray for her, send her good energy. And I wish her and her family and her fans all the best. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you did like this reading, please give it a thumbs up, share it, share it with her team. Maybe they can get this messages to her, but know that she is loved on the other side, and Ike still does love her, and he is waiting for her in many ways. So much love, Tina. Blessings and love and light to everybody. Have an amazing day or night wherever you are in the world.